We do.
The 2nd of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Alan,
There we go.
okay. All right. Okay,
So which number are we on?
let's see. Okay, it's been some while since we did this. Ooh, right in the middle. Okay. We're up to the Ella. Kasha Rav Chia.
Okay, that's 4B3, left-hand column, second paragraph. The analysis.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, Kasha Ella, Kasha Rabbi Chia. Okay, who would like to? You got anybody could read the Gemara? Who wants to read the Gemara? We're up to Ella Kasha Rabbi Chia. And we're not going to go back and review everything. We're just going to go from there. Because hopefully we'll we'll make some headway over here.
Oh, Kasha, the river. Okay, oh, I've got it. All right, I'll read it then, I suppose.
Yeah, read it.
Kashya, the Rabbi, the Kia. Rather, this brisa poses difficulty for Reb Chia, and the Ashwell continues with, who rules that one who admits partial liability is obligated to swear even in situations of, here it is yours. The Gemara answers, explaining that there are reasons other than Halech for exempting one who admits only to Selaim from swearing. Shani Hasam Daka Masaye Le Shatara. It is different here. There, I'm sorry. It is different there, where the borrower admits only to Selaim. For the wording of the note, which uses only the non-specific plural term Selaim, supports him in his assertion that he borrowed only two.
So what? Therefore what?
Borrowed only
Okay.
two Selaim. I suppose, yeah, because Selaim is plural and the minimum plural is two. Since it's not stated, I think we all said before that we accept two.
Yeah.
Now, an alternative explanation.
Before we go to the alternative, let's try to understand this first explanation.
Okay.
Okay, so it's yeah. Okay, we got a Rashi. We have two Rashis over here. Let's try to read Rashi. Let's see if Rashi will help us out. This is the end of the narrow lines and the beginning of the middle lines before the wide lines of Rashi.
End of the narrow lines. Oh, those four those four half lines. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're looking at what?
Dibra maskil ella kasha l'Rebbe Chia.
Right. Okay.
Rather, we have a question on Rebbe Kia. Jaha Ika the Medak Mina Dishtayim Patur Gida Amrinan Dai Salka Daisach, etc. That there is the Medak is to be particular.
To infer.
To infer in this that true, he's exempt. As we said, that if it should occur to you, etc.
Okay, so the Gemara is going back to the way that it analyzed previously when it said Deisokadaita. Okay, wherever that is, somewhere above on the page. We're not going to try to find it right now, but the point is as follows. The Gemara, Rashi is explaining that the kasha that the Gemara has over here, even though it doesn't tell us what the kasha is that Ikla Medak we can infer from the words of the Brisa, Mina, from it, the Brisa, the Shtayim Potter, that in a case of two, in a case where he only admitted to two instead of three, he would be exempt from having to make a shvur. So we're going back to understanding the Brisa in that way. The machlokes between Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar and Rabbi Kiva concerns where the guy admitted to three, even though it's only written two on the shtar. That's a question of whether or not we give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's like a Meshiv Aveda, or do we suspect him? So they're like that. They got a machlokes between the two Tanoim whether he's going to be chayav a shvua in that case. But the implication is, says Rashi, that in the case of two, he's going to be pater on a shvua. If he'd only admit to two, he'd be pater on the shvua. Because, like we just got through saying, now I remember what we just got through saying, right? We just got through saying the whole machlokes between Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shimon Elazar is dafka if we would take on that if he says two, he's going to be pater. Then you could have a machlokes between Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar and Rabbi Akiva in regard to should we say that he's a honest individual who's volunteering to obligate himself more than the shtar says, or is he just an individual who's trying to get himself out of making a shvua by admitting three? Because if he would admit only two, he'd have to make a shvua. And that's the way the Gemora just got through coming out and said that's the most logical and way of explaining the dynamics of this brisa. And if so, it comes out that two, he would in fact be pater. And that is a refutation of Rabbi Chia, because Rabbi Chia says that in such a case like that, he would be chayav in a shvua. Okay, so that's clear now. It's clear where we got. And then the Gemara answers that no, it's not necessarily so, as you say. Shiny hacha. It's different over here.
I'll continue or what?
You want to continue? I didn't say the answer yet.
Oh, I thought I was but continuing would get the answer. Right, okay. Sorry.
But we didn't reach.
Oh,
that.
to read on is to say is an alternative explanation. Inami. That's an alternative.
Ah.
Oh, right.
We just got through explaining the question on Reb Chia, and now the Gemara.
You're breaking up, Rabbi. You're breaking up.
We're not a refuge. So Gemara said shiny hus.
Sorry, can you repeat all of that because you broke up and lost most.
Shiny husam to come.
I don't think he can hear you right when he's breaking up.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Rabbi, we didn't hear the
Okay.
last couple of sentences.
Okay, so we so far what we have done is we have explained why the brisa is amounts to a refutation of Reb Chia. Now the Gemara is going to say why it's not necessarily a refutation of Reb Chia. That's what it says when it says shiny husam. It's different over here in this case to come Messiah le shtar because the shtar is aiding him. Now we turn to Rashi to understand what exactly does the Gemara mean over here. It's not clear from the Gemara what it means. Hopefully Rashi will help us out.
Okay, shiny chasam. It's different over there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hi. Kamar shtayim patur. Just that it says that with two he's patur. Tama lav mishum halech. The reason is because of the principle of it. Here it is yours. Ella tika mishia lay shetera. Rather, it becomes what is this word, Messiah?
Aids, assists.
It aids or assists. And what is this? Oh, the star, the document. It aids the document.
No, the document aids him. Messiah le shtar. Shtar is the subject. Messiah is the verb.
Ah, he is aided by the document.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that significant? We always knew that.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so what Rashi has told us, let's just work with what he's told us so far. The reason why it is in fact true, as the Gemara has maintained, that in the case of two, if he would only have admitted to two, he would in fact be exempt from a shvuah. That is true. That's a correct way to explain the brisa, and we're not saying otherwise in this answer. Now we have to understand, though, why it is that doesn't amount to a refutation of Reb Chia. Because up until now, we've explained that this case would be categorized as a case of moda mixus where there is a halach. Here it is. Rashi is saying that the Gemora is saying that over here, the reason for the exemption, when he says two, is lav mishum halach. It's not because of halach. Halach is not the reason why he's potter in this case of where he admits two. This is not going to be a refutation of Reb Chia, because Reb Chia says that halach will be a reason to maintain the status quo that he should be chayav in a shvua, like every other moda mixus in the world is chayav a shvua. Halach doesn't change that. So fine. So we thought that the reason why he's potter is because halach is exempting him over here, and that would be a refutation of Reb Chia. On that, Rashi's explaining that the Gemora is saying that no, that's not the reason why he's going to be potter over here on the shvua. The reason why he's potter on the shvua, Ella, says Rashi, the Messiah le shtara, because the shtar is helping him. Who's him? The guy who's admitting to two, the defendant. In other words, if you have a case of moda mixus and he says halach, here it is, and you don't have a shtar, so then that's a case of halach that Reb Chia says is going to still be chayav moda mixus. He'd be still chayav shvua. Over here, though, the Gemara is saying here is a different. It's true that it's a case of halach. It's true that it's a case of halach, but there's an added factor over here, which is the reason why he's potter on the shvua. The reason why he's potter on the shvua is because he doesn't need to make a shvua over here, because there's a shtar here that says that all he owes is two. And that shtar is a valid shtar. That shtar was signed by witnesses. And it's like witnesses are coming here and saying that this guy owes only two. That's all. So if it's as though the defendant has two witnesses that he brings and says, we know that he only owes two. So in that case, if we have witnesses that say that he only owes two, would we require the defendant to say that to make a shvua to that effect? No. We've got witnesses that say all he owes is two. In the case where there's no witnesses, and the plaintiff says he owes five, and he says he owes two, so that's a classic case of moda mixus. He's got to make a shvua. And Reb Chia says, and even if he says, hey, look, here's the two, also it doesn't exempt him from a shvua. But over here, the Gemora is saying this is not just an ordinary case of moda mixus ataina. And he says, hey, look, this is a case that involves a shtar, and the shtar is like two witnesses that are testifying in his favor that all he owes is two, and therefore that's the reason why he doesn't need to make a shvua in this case to bolster his claim. He has a proof that all he owes is two, and the fact that this case is a case of halach, that he said that we explained how it's a halach because of the shtar and the shibud of the karka and all of that. We're not going to get into that, right? The case of halach, but nevertheless, that's not the reason why he's putter over here. He's putter because of the witnesses that are in the shtar. Good, excellent. Okay, now after having given that answer, for some reason the Gemora wants to give another answer. Usually, when the Gemora says zinami like this, it means that there's something deficient in the first answer. I don't know exactly what's deficient. To me, it sounds like an excellent answer. But at any rate, the Gemora is going to give a second answer. So let's read the second answer. Alan, are you there?
I'm here.
We have an inami for you to read.
4B3.
4b3, yes. there's a break on the left-hand side.
Another challenge?
Now, just above that, the half, the few lines above that, an alternative explanation.
An alternative explanation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inami.
Inami, mi shum, da, vor, lay, shum, tor, shivor, wood, os. Alternatively, one who admits only two signs does not swear because the note represents a lien on land. The aim nish for al muras shabud os, and there is a rule that one does not swear concerning his denial of a lien on land by the same token because of his admission of a lien on land.
Okay, there's no Rashi on this, but we've said this before. We've said this concept before, that the fact that this case involves a star, and we said the star, which says sloim, is as though it's saying that there's two sloim that are owed, and we know about a star that's signed by witnesses has a not only is it a proof of the fact that of what it says in the star. It's like two witnesses are testifying in Bezdin that that what it says in the star is true, and it says in the star that the guy owes two sloim, and that's but the star has another feature. The star, a written star, provides for a lien on the person's property, enabling the malva to collect that two sloim from property of the malva. So it comes out, says the Gemora, that this is a case of shibud karkos. This is a case which involves a claim and a denial of a lien on property, and as such we have a principle that there is no einish boin al shibud karkos. There's no provision for swearing in a case that involves a lien on land. That's learned out from psukim. It's not based upon a spora, and like that, there'll be a second independent reason why it is that this guy is going to be pater on the shvua, even though we otherwise would say that a guy who's moda mixus on a case where he says here it is would be chayav to make a shvua. We're just saying that there's two reasons why we're going to exempt him over here. But otherwise, without these two things, he would be chayav in a shvua, like Reb Chia says. Okay, so like that, we've defended Reb Chia. Okay, good. Now let's go weiter. The Gemara is up to Meisvei Mar Zutra, Bereder Rav Nachman. Roy, you want to read?
Where are they? They're gone.
Roy, want to read?
Okay, yeah. Phil's not coming today. Right.
I don't see him.
All right. Okay. So there's another challenge to Rev Sheshis's view. Masiv Ma Zutra, Beret, Derev, Nachman. Ma Zutra, the son of Rav Nachman, challenged Rav Sheshis's view from a Mishnah, which considers the law of the following in the following case. Ta'ano kalim v'karakaos. The plaintiff claimed in a court that the defendant owes him utensils and land. Right. How do
Let's try that. And then there was another point. Let me see what it was.
Hada Babalim the Kofer Bakaraos. If the defendant admitted owing the utensils but denied owing the land, Hada Bakaraos Bakafa Bakalim, or if he admitted owing the land but denied owing utensils, Potter, he is exempt from swearing, since the motive of Mitzvah's oath does not apply if either the admission or the denial concerns land. How Miktos Kakaos Potter. Similarly, if he admitted owing part of the land but denied owing the rest of the land as well as the utensils, he is exempt from swearing. Maktsas Kalim Chayv. But if he admitted owing part of the utensils and denies the rest, he is obligated to swear the modif oath. And then the Gemara considers the implications of this mission.
Okay,
How
so
are the utensils part of the land?
what?
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry. Okay. I asked the wrong question. Didn't read properly.
Okay, so this is the Gemara has now left the discussion of Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. Not talking about that case anymore. We're talking about a totally new case. This is a Mishnah in Shavuos that has been brought over here, and it's a let's read the Mishnah over again. It's not a simple Mishnah over here. It's got a few parts over here. So the first part is Tano Kalim Vikarkos. The plaintiff claims that he's owed Kalim and Karkos from the defendant, and the defendant is Hoda B'Kalim and is Kofar B'Karkos. He admits to the Kalim that he's Chayav, but he's Kofar on the Karka. He says, I never don't have any Karka with you. That's one case. Oh, and now, before we get to the other cases that confuse ourselves, let's just go to the what the din is that the Mishnah says that he's Potter. He's Potter on a Shvuah. He's Potter on a Shvuah in that case. Okay, so that's case number one. Case number two is Hoda b'karkos v'kofar b'kelim. If he was Moda in the Karka and he was Kofar in the Kelim. Oh, that case also he's going to be put. He's going to be put on a shvua in that case as well.
He's potter for so he only owes the utensils. So he's exempt from swearing, and he's exempt from swearing if it says he only owes the land, but not the utensils.
Whether he's kofar on the land or whether he's moda on the land, either way, he's not going to have to swear.
Right. Okay. And the same with the utensils.
The utensils are not a reason for him to be exempt from swearing. The karka is what's the reason why he's exempt from swearing. Because it's a case that involves an admission or even a denial of obligation of having to do with karka. Because both of these cases involve karka, so therefore there's an exemption from having to swear altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the first two cases. Then the next case, Hoda b'mixus karkos. He's also likewise putter over there. Here's the third case. The case doesn't involve kalim at all. All it involves is karka. And even if he is moda mixus in regard to the karka, since it's case of karka, so even though he's moda mixus, like we said, in all cases of karka, whether he admits or whether he denies, regarding karka, he's putter on the shvua. So this case also, he's putter on the shvua, even though he's a moda mixus. And moda mixus generally has a shvua, but not when it comes to moda mixus on karka. So those are the first three cases that we have that says in the Mishnah. Then the Gemora says, time of the kalim b'karkos, the karka lav bas shibua he. The reason that he doesn't have to make a shvua is because it's a case that involves kalim and karkos. And karka is lav bas shvua he, doesn't make a shvua on karka. On that, the Gemara says, but we can infer from that if he had a case of kalim v'kalim, what does it mean, kalim v'kalim? It means that if the plaintiff claimed kalim and the defendant responded with kalim, that needs explanation. What does that mean? Kalim v'kalim. Dumya de kalim v'karkos. Okay, so there's got to be a Rashi's over here. Yeah, there's Rashi's over here. This Mishnah needs a lot of explanation over here. It's very, very mysterious what it is that what this is saying over here. Okay, so let's take a look at the Rashi's.
Rabbi, it's late. I don't think we can start Rashi's now.
Oh, okay. All right, very good.
Thank you so
So
much.
remember this Mishnah. Okay. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Rabbi.
And a Shavua Tov, B'ezrat Hashem.
Okay, see you at 4.
See you at 4, Alan. Take care, Roy.
Thank you.
Bye. See you. Thank you, Rabbi Levitt.
Bye.